Alright, so people like you and I get very, very excited about buying new things. We get excited about things like our package coming in the mail. We get excited about things like Starbucks coffee and going to a restaurant to eat. And we also get excited about things like Nike SBs. Or at least I get excited about Nike SBs, I'm not gonna lie. The thing is deep down, I might want some Nike SBs and maybe I want some Starbucks coffee here and there, but I know that it's just not going to fix anything. Yeah, maybe the Starbucks coffee would be good, and maybe the Nike SB shoes would look good on me, but I've realized that it's kind of just a waste of money at the end of the day. And then other things can be, you know, very, very cluttering and just takes up a lot of space in your house. Another thing is pretty much buyer's regret, which is you regretting the purchase and then just feeling bad about it. So today I'm going to give you guys 5 things that's personally helped me with stop buying things so that you don't end up like the guy who's got a garage in the future, but he can't even fit his car in it because he's got too much clutter. So number 1 is just give it time. So what I mean by giving it time is allow yourself to have anywhere between 2 weeks and 1 month to really think about this purchase. Chances are you probably will forget about it when that 2 weeks or a month comes around. The thing is that if for some odd reason it's actually still in your mind by the end of it, it's not in your cart, but it's rather in your mind by the end of that 2 weeks or a month, then maybe you can purchase it. But there's a lot of things that you should also consider that'll be, you know, the other topics in this video before you really just set your mind on that. And also be aware that stores, they end up doing this thing where they're like, oh, there's only 3 left in stock, make sure you purchase right now. The thing is most of the time, yes, that may be true, but it also could just be a marketing strategy to literally make you make a spontaneous decision without even thinking about it. And what does it do? It leads you to buyer's regret. So once you start putting time in between your purchases and actually start thinking about it a little bit more, you will start to feel like more in control. And not only that, you'll spend less and you'll actually forget about a lot of the things that were just like, oh, I want that, I want that. You know, it's all gonna leave. You're not gonna remember. You might remember one thing and you know what, get it. So number 2 is the long term. So whenever you put your scope out long term, you're thinking like a year ahead of time, right? If you're thinking about a experience or something that you can do, like an event that you want to really do ahead of time, right? Maybe it's something that's pretty big. Like for example, for me and my girlfriend, we want to go on a London trip, okay? So right now, some of the things that, you know, we think about, oh, maybe we should do this little 3-day trip, or maybe we should go do this or that. We kind of think about it and we're like, well, we could literally use that money towards the London trip and have a longer vacation and have a better vacation and be able to do more things on that vacation because we're putting more money back and we're not going out to restaurants, we're not buying things that we don't need. And by allowing the purchases that we make today be affected by the thing that we're looking forward to in the future actually makes us reconsider what we're purchasing. Because deep down, we want the London trip. We want to go really bad. And if you have something that you've been dreaming, you've been wanting to do, make it happen. You can make it happen by simply cutting out the Starbucks every single day, or, you know, once a week or whatever it be, or just anything else. Restaurants, just cut out the restaurants and stop going to them. Stop going to fast food every single day. Just find ways that you can actually stop spending near as much and then actually use that money towards an experience. Because if you didn't really know, there's actually statistics that show that people that spend money on experiences actually have greater happiness than people that spend money on material objects. So don't be the person who's buying material things and just cluttering your house and just wasting your money away, because you will seriously regret it over time. So number 3 is invest in something. So you're probably thinking like, what do I even invest my money in, right? Do I invest it into Starbucks stock because I go to Starbucks? No, you probably don't, okay? You really want to put your money in things that you understand. So if you don't understand stocks and crypto, then it's fine. Don't put your money in it. Same with real estate. If you don't understand real estate, don't put your money in it. If you don't feel like learning stocks, crypto, and all that, oh, it's all just really confusing, that's fine. You can put your money in a high yield savings account, or even better yet, you can start investing in yourself, in your own personal business. For example, I bought the camera that I'm using right now to film this video because I felt that it was a good investment for my channel. But I wouldn't buy Nike SBs because, well, there's no investment in it. There's no return on it. There's no, I'm literally doing it literally for people to be able to look at my shoes and say, oh, those are nice shoes. So you got to think to yourself whenever you come to these decisions, will this make me money? And the camera, you know, makes higher quality videos. It could make me more money. That's very possible, okay? But the Nike SBs, however, they're just going to give me validation from people that I really don't know, and it's just going to be something to walk in that I just probably don't need at the end of the day. So number 4, speaking of Nike SBs, consider buying used instead of new. Now, I've wanted a pair of Nike SBs for quite a long time now, and yes, I was still looking for them, but I ended up coming across something that I actually liked instead, and it didn't have as much popularity, so the price wasn't driven up as high, and honestly, it was a used thing on eBay, so I was like, okay, this is perfect. And they were called 𝘖𝙤𝙤𝙠 𝙏𝙧𝙚, and that was the brand, and honestly, I found out that they were the original company for ASICs and stuff, and I was like, oh, no way, because I love ASIC shoes and stuff. So I ended up buying them. I ended up making a deal, and I was like, oh, you know what? I feel like I finally got my Nike SBs after all of this time. So at the end of the day, I didn't do it for validation of other people. I simply did it because I really wanted these shoes, and I've been wanting them for a very, very long time. So it was really, really good, and it felt just really nice, honestly, to just get them. And I feel like that's the pair of shoes that I've been wanting, and I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if justifying a purchase like this in a kind of video like this is really the way to go about it, but I honestly just need to be transparent because we're people. I mean, you might want something like this really, really bad too. And if that's the case, do some research and enjoy the process of trying to find that good deal. Lastly, number 5 is hobbies. Hobbies is a great way to actually distract yourself from spending money, because if you don't have any hobbies, you wake up in the morning, right? You're like, I need a Starbucks coffee. So then you end up going to Starbucks, right? You then, after you're going to Starbucks, you're like, oh, you know, I'm going to call my boy up and I'm going to go to the mall. And then you guys go to the mall, and then all of a sudden, now that you guys are at the mall, you end up spending more money. You end up buying some random stuff that you want, and then after you're done buying stuff that you really don't want at the mall, you end up going out to eat and you spend a whole bunch of money, and by the end of the day you spent like $200 or $300 that you didn't expect to spend, and you're like, oh wow, like what did I even do in my day other than literally spend money? And then like, oh, I got this new pair of thing and I got that new pair of thing, oh great, I hope that this gives me validation. So instead of going out and doing all that with the boys and, you know, spending all that money, you can instead just pick up a hobby that you really, really enjoy. And yes, there might be an upfront cost to get into that hobby, but make sure that this is the hobby that your heart's in. This is a hobby that you can really get around. So, you know, for me, it was skateboarding and working out. Those were the hobbies that I really, really enjoyed. And yes, there is an upfront cost, and you know, sometimes different hobbies can be higher than others as far as upfront costs, but it's okay because it's something that you can do to distract yourself from doing very useless things. It's just really nice to put your money into a hobby, mostly because you realize that the money that you're putting in is something that's being used. Your time and your fun, your energy is being put into that, right? And yes, you may not have to put it in all the time, but at least you know that the money's not being wasted. So those are the 5 things that I've done in my life to be able to stop buying so many things, and I would really, really encourage you to give them all a try, because they will really, really help you, and it'll allow you to be, honestly, just so much more active in the things that you really, really are passionate about, and be able to do the vacations that you really want, because you're not buying material objects, you're not buying material things that are just completely useless. You're spending your time more on experiences and your hobbies, and you're investing in yourself or just other things that you find as investments. And because you guys already invested your time in this video, I would really appreciate it if you guys could give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any other ideas or suggestions, then definitely leave a comment of something that you yourself have personally done to stop yourself from buying things. I'm sure it'll probably help somebody in the comments below if it's something that I didn't really touch on, so definitely leave your suggestions down below as well. And then lastly, check out this video right here. Whoa. This video is about saving money, okay? So if you want to start saving money on specifically fast food, then I would definitely check out this video. Maybe you go to fast food places like 4 times a week, right? Maybe you could start going 1 time a week and learning how to save money going there. So check this video out, find the fire within you, and stay Diablo.